right, Robbie, you can hear me. Can anybody else hear me?
Yes.
I can.
All right. So it looks like I just can't hear anybody else. So let me. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just go with this. Just hit me up in the chat. Because, yeah, for whatever reason now I can't hear anybody. All right. So the topic I'm going to cover is thread executors and runnables. Basically, threads, every program has at least one thread. And normally that's just the normal route of the programming, or path that the program follows. But you can have more than one thread in a Java program, meaning you can do more than one process at a time. A lot of times you can start a thread to run in the background, processing and doing different functions while something else is going on. That allows you to save time and be able to make more use of the resources, memory and processing power. Each thread is ran in an independent section of memory, and that way it keeps it from interfering with any other thread. And there's two ways you can start a thread, either through subclasses or through a runnable. And then I saw a pretty cool, couple cool examples. Just gonna throw this up on the screen. All right. So this example basically just the thread is created by extending the thread class. So you get the thread class here, and then down here you start the multi-thread. So it starts inside the run method, and then the start is called, and when you run it through this interface, it shows you how each thread is running, basically by doing an iteration starting at 8. And so thread 8 is running, and then it starts up thread 9, 10, so on. A runnable, on the other hand, is an interface that sections off that code and use that for running the thread. So in a runnable, you would create the runnable or implement the runnable with the run method, and then initiate the thread class within that runnable. and then you would invoke that by running the start. So let me throw an example up for that. All right. So you create the runnable, and it uses the run method. And then here you're creating the thread class. And then when it goes to run, you start the thread up here. So when we run this code, the main thread is gonna be already running because that's the main process of the program. And then we're gonna start the new thread. So on the output, it shows that the main thread was running, and then thread 0 was started up. And another cool utility to use is executors. And what executors do is help you manage threads. Once those threads are up and running or created, it lets you manage those and decide how you want to use them. So you can also create a pool of just a bunch of different threads that haven't done anything yet. And then there's 3 different steps to the executor. There are types of executor interfaces. The executor service, which is part of executor, and the scheduled executor service, which is part of executor service. The executor launches new tasks. The executor service manages the tasks and the executor. And then the scheduler basically lets you decide when those will be run. I'm not sure if the audio will come through, but I found a really cool explanation on lynda.com. She kind of breaks it down to where one section she creates the thread pool or the group of unused threads, and then the other is where they're put to use. Hopefully her audio and explanation will come through. right, so hopefully you're able to hear. Much demonstrated creating the pool and demonstrated how using the first 5, and then when those are freed up, it allows you to use the next until you get all 10 ran. And that's pretty much what I had for this topic. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing, and hopefully the audio will come back.